Todd Chrisley details Lindsay's emails with FBI fallout. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Todd Chrisley is estranged from his daughter Lindsay. Lindsay's mother is Chrisley's first wife. However, Julie has legally adopted her. The father-daughter duo does not have a good relationship with each other, with Todd being released from prison after being granted a presidential pardon. Some fans are wondering where Chrisley and his daughter stand. Keep reading to find out more. Todd Chrisley reveals his daughter's betrayal. Reality star Todd Chrisley is back in the spotlight as he leaves prison behind. The Georgia native has returned to his family after serving several years in federal prison for tax evasion and financial fraud. Todd is set to return to reality TV with his family on September 1st when their new docuseries, The Chrisleys, Back to Reality, is set to air on Lifetime. With the star returning to the spotlight, many are wondering where he stands with his daughter, Lindsay. Todd Chrisley recently appeared on Speak On It, a podcast featuring Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kandi Burruss. Chrisley revealed to Burruss that he is currently estranged from his daughter. In addition, he revealed that she worked with the FBI during their investigation into Todd and his wife Julie's crimes. Kandi Burruss asked Todd Chrisley why his daughter would help the police arrest him. Todd said, "Lindsay was on the show, and the network made the decision that they wanted to make Lindsay kind of like a friend to the show." He further explained that Lindsay was hesitant to share publicly the details of her life and marriage. Chrisley revealed that due to his daughter's hesitance, the network demoted her, which left her feeling ostracized. Lindsay Chrisley worked with the FBI to arrest her father, Todd. Todd Chrisley revealed that his daughter, Lindsay Chrisley, was removed from filming Chrisley Knows Best because she did not want to share every detail of her life on the reality show. In addition, Lindsay struggled to balance her life as a wife, parent, and reality star. Todd explained, "They basically just took her off the show. Then there was a threat of litigation from her side against the production company. And you know yourself, when you start suing the network, that's a problem. And you're now in a position where they're never going to call you back." Todd Chrisley revealed that after his daughter Lindsay was let go from the reality series, she began to work with the Georgia Department of Revenue on their investigation of Todd and his wife Julie. He explained that they learned of her involvement and ended up getting a settlement of $1 million from the Georgia Department of Revenue. In addition, the employee Lindsay worked with to investigate her parents was fired. In addition to working with the Georgia Department of Revenue, Lindsay Chrisley provided information to the FBI about her parents. Todd Chrisley shared with Kandi Burruss that his lawyers found emails between Lindsay and the FBI during his trial for tax evasion and fraud. The reality star said his daughter's involvement in his indictment broke his heart. He explained, "She was working with him and giving him information about the family. I don't know that pain will ever go away. I think sometimes there are certain things that happen in your life that the pain never goes away. You just learn to live with it." Todd Chrisley is speaking out in detail about a chapter of his family saga that has remained shrouded in speculation until now. The Chrisley Knows Best patriarch has revealed new information about emails exchanged between his eldest daughter, Lindsay Chrisley, and federal investigators, as well as the deep and lasting fallout those communications caused within the family. In a striking and emotional account, Todd shared his perspective on how the situation unfolded, what it meant for his legal battles, and how it permanently altered his relationship with Lindsay. This revelation adds another layer to the already complex public story of the Chrisley family, whose lives have been defined in recent years by legal trouble, public feuds, and an ongoing struggle to maintain unity in the face of scandal. According to Todd, the emails in question were part of a series of communications between Lindsay and members of the FBI during the early stages of the investigation that ultimately led to his and Julie's convictions. Todd claims the tone and content of those messages suggested cooperation with authorities at a time when the family was under intense scrutiny. He has been careful to note that Lindsay has her own version of events and that she has publicly denied being responsible for their legal downfall. However, for Todd, the fact that she was engaging in direct contact with federal investigators was an act that shook his trust to the core. Todd described feeling blindsided when he learned about the emails. He said, "The discovery came through legal disclosures in the course of his case, and that the knowledge that his own daughter had been in touch with the FBI without his awareness felt like a personal betrayal." He emphasized that whether or not Lindsay intended harm, the choice to communicate privately with investigators about family matters was a turning point in their relationship. It introduced a fracture that has never fully healed and made him question whether reconciliation was truly possible. In his telling, Todd made clear that the damage went beyond emotions and family loyalty. He believes those communications fed into a narrative used by prosecutors to paint the Chrisleys in a negative light. He claims that certain allegations raised in those exchanges were exaggerated or taken out of context, but nonetheless became part of the evidence used to support the government's case. Todd has framed this as part of a larger pattern where personal family disputes were weaponized against him in court, a dynamic that he says made the entire legal process even more devastating. The fallout from the emails has been public and messy. Over the years, Todd and Lindsay's strained relationship has been the subject of countless headlines, podcast episodes, and social media speculation. Lindsay, who has built her own media presence outside of the Chrisley brand, has often addressed her estrangement from her father, citing long-standing personal differences. Todd, on the other hand, has used his platforms to defend himself and set the record straight from his perspective. Both have insisted at different points that they are open to reconciliation, but each new revelation seems to push that possibility further out of reach. In his latest comments, Todd spoke about the emotional toll of living with such a rupture in the family. He said that as a father, he still loves Lindsay and wishes things could be different, but that love does not erase the hurt caused by what he sees as her choices. He acknowledged that some people will see his public discussion of the emails as an attempt to stir up drama, but insisted that transparency is important to him now, especially given how much misinformation has circulated about the case. Todd's decision to go public with these details also reflects his larger strategy of speaking openly about the family's legal battle in hopes of clearing his name. He and Julie have maintained their innocence from the start, arguing that they were targeted unfairly and punished excessively. For Todd, the story of the emails with the FBI is not just a personal betrayal, but also a piece of the puzzle in understanding how the case against them was built. He sees it as part of a broader web of misunderstandings, rivalries, and broken trust that the prosecution used to its advantage. As for the possibility of mending the relationship, Todd did not completely close the door. He said that reconciliation would require honesty, accountability, and a willingness to address the hurt head-on without deflecting or minimizing what happened. However, he also admitted that he is not sure if either side is ready for that kind of conversation, and that years of public back and forth have made trust even harder to rebuild. In the meantime, Todd says he will continue to speak his truth, not to attack, but to explain. He believes that too much of his story has been told by others who do not have his best interests at heart, and that setting the record straight is part of reclaiming his life after prison. The details of the emails with the FBI may be controversial, but for Todd, they are an essential part of understanding both the personal and legal journey he has been on. The fallout from this chapter continues to ripple through the Chrisley family's public and private lives. Whether it ultimately leads to more division or serves as a catalyst for eventual healing remains to be seen. For now, Todd is standing by his account and bracing for whatever reactions may come both from Lindsay and from the public that has followed their story for years. This is not just a headline for him. It is a deeply personal wound that has shaped the man he is today and the family he continues to fight for even in the face of betrayal and heartbreak. Todd Chrisley shared that he no longer communicates with his daughter. However, he said he prays for God to temper his heart and bless her. What do you think of Todd Chrisley's daughter turning on him and working with authorities to arrest him? Let us know in the comments. The Chrisleys. Back to Reality will premiere on Lifetime on September 1st. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.